Hey, everybody out there, you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan. You're in my corner, and I have a very special guest in the corner. Would you like to unveil your secret identity to the masses?
My name is Raj Ramayya, and nice to meet all of you.
And we're very happy to have you onto the show today, especially because, this is a radio station and people love listening to anime music, and I'm sure they've heard a lot of the music that you've worked on through the years.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. I mean, it's been a great time playing at the conventions and meeting all the anime crowd here in the U.S. and Canada and all over Latin America as well. So yeah.
Well, I obviously you don't come out of the womb and you're like, I'm gonna make anime music. That generally doesn't happen. So, what initially got you into music?
I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but I grew up in Japan. I lived half my life in Tokyo.
Mhm.
I'm from Canada originally, but we I moved to Japan and we lived there for half my life. And Um, I always loved music. I didn't think I'd be making a living from music. It just came about in a very interesting way. I'd been working with different Japanese artists and had some real successes earlier on in my life, and co-writing songs with a lot of electronic music artists and rock artists in Japan, doing a lot of session singing with Japanese companies when I met a lady named Yoko Kana. And then, Yoko opened up a lot of doors for me with our first big production, which was Cowboy Bebop. And then, since then, I've had the pleasure of working with her and many, many other Japanese artists on everything from the Resident Evil series to Ghost in the Shell and Wolf's Rain and Konami's Beat Mania, Sega. Pretty much every big company in Japan I've had the opportunity to work with, and it's been nothing but fun.
Well, I know that music is a very universal language.
Mhm.
Regardless of the language, music just touches people.
Mhm.
But I have to think that getting into the business is a little bit different no matter where you go. So, are there any big differences you notice between maybe the US industry and the Japanese industry?
Yeah, there's huge differences actually. I mean, the whole Japanese industry, people take the music end of things very, very seriously. It's not really an afterthought; it's really part of the whole production. So the composers, the singers, the songwriters, the different people that are involved are a kind of tight knit group of people. We all tend to know each other, and it's a very I would say a very professional scene. It's very intense. It's very serious. Even though it's supposed to be fun, it's fun and serious at the same time. And there's a really strong work ethic, which I think I've taken back with me returning here to California. That strong sense of working very hard at what you do and being focused on what you're about. And the industry is very different. Music is a profession in Japan, whereas in the US and other countries it tends to be more of a hobby kind of situation. But there, it's definitely a very professional attitude towards making music and performing as well.
Well, now I have to wonder in sort of I guess, stressful environment like that, is it an organic process? Do you still feel it keeps that, or perhaps is it a little bit not as natural to you?
Well, I would say it's not as natural as it is here. It's very organic here. It grows from people's love, and people, of course, love music there. The approach is very different, as you know. In Japan, people are very, I guess, sort of structured in the way they approach things. And so there, there's a plan. There's always a plan. It's not random. Everything is planned out very carefully. It's going to be this kind of sound. It's going to be these people involved, and we're going to have this tour. So it does grow in a very structured kind of way, but it's still organic. But it's just more, as I said, put together, thought out really carefully before it's implemented.
Well, sometimes I think the extra thought, obviously, could possibly put more emotion into it and make it more round, if you will.
Definitely, I think it also makes it more successful. There's more a high ratio of success stories coming from Japan, as everything is sort of planned out to make it to maximize the ability for people to hear the music and get the music and be a part of what's going on and having it synced to animation productions or visual productions. So yeah, it's actually helps it lends itself to being more successful the way things are handled in Japan.
Yeah, and I mean, we could get into a whole conversation about how the music industry there works, and we
Mhm.
could throw in idols and all that fun stuff, and then get into a really kind of scandalous debate. But before we get into that specifically, you did mention Cowboy Bebop, which is a show to this day that is sometimes cited as the best anime out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's to me it's always pleasantly surprising. 15, I guess like 15 years later, it's still huge, and I still get regular emails and Skype people, or sorry, tw people on Twitter and other people places, Facebook contacting me saying they want to work with me, and they're big Cowboy Bebop fans. And I think for the most part, a lot of people have grown up with Cowboy Bebop, and now that they're adults, and a lot of them have become creative directors and music producers and everything else in the industry. So now they've come of age, and they've all said, "Hey, we grew up listening to Cowboy Bebop." So I'm very proud to have been a part of all that.
Well, the very interesting thing about it is that it sounds so different from, I guess, a stereotypical anime. It has something, sound is such a big part of it,
Yeah.
and making the environment and everything else. So I think it just strikes a chord with people.
Yeah, I mean, Yoko has a real blend of different styles going on, and she goes out and she actively recruits what she considers to be the best people around, like the best singers, the best players, the best songwriters, and she keeps it fresh with different people, and I think that's part of what makes the Cowboy Bebop sound so good. It's the combination of Yoko and other people together that keeps it very interesting and unique sounding.
Well, I have to wonder, do you ever get a chance to sit down and listen to your older work and be like, man, why didn't I do that differently? Or maybe I should have sang that way. Do you ever have those moments?
Yeah, sometimes I do actually. I listen to stuff and I go, wow. And there's a lot of songs that I've written for a lot of Japanese artists with a lot of animation and games too that I look back and I listen to and I go, well, it could have been better. But I think just going with your instincts is always, going to lead you in the right direction. So it's done, and I'm happy with most of it. So I'm always looking forward to new projects in the future, and lots of good things are coming up. So in general, I'm very happy with everything.
Well, that's good to hear. I mean, the nice thing about music is I feel like, unlike other careers, you can experiment more and you can, break away from your roots and say, hey, yesterday I was playing guitar, today I'll do something electronic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I mean, well, in that sort of way of thinking, I've been very fortunate because I do all sorts of different kinds of music. I'm scoring different movies for right now for different channels here in the U.S. and in Canada, for Vision Network in Canada and here in Discovery and History Channel. And my latest movie just made it into Cannes Film Festival in France, which is kind of a big deal for me.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so it just aired at Cannes last 2 weeks ago, actually. So I was very happy with that situation. It's very prestigious. So that was great. And then I have another movie coming out today on another network up in Canada called the Vision Network. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. And it's like I think it's the History Channel here. I think that's what it is here in the U.S. And so it's been great. Lots of work. We just performed some shows with composers from Silent Hill, Yakira Yamaoka in Mexico City, which is a lot of fun. And yeah, lots of interesting stuff coming up. I think in the next few years.
As well as ice cream, which is always exciting as well.
I know there's ice cream guy outside. He's loud. I can't believe it.
It's fine. Ice cream breaks up any interview at the perfect time. But no, I will say, you haven't just done music, you've also done voiceover as well.
I have, yeah. I've done quite a bit of voiceover. Some of it has actually made it to the American market. A lot of it has been exclusively for Japan. For the Japanese stuff has been actually quite successful. It's been a combination of voice acting and singing and songwriting for Japanese companies like NHK and MTV Japan. And inside Japan, all that stuff has been actually very, very successful. We had a very successful animation in Japan called The World of Golden Eggs. I'm not sure if you guys know that one. It's hasn't been released outside Japan, but it was huge in Japan. And when I came here, I thought people would know it, and nobody knew it at all. I was pretty surprised. I was like, what? So it's like, yeah, the voice acting has been part of everything, and the singing definitely part of everything, as well as the songwriting.
Especially nowadays too, when anime is so accessible
Mhm.
legally here, stuff is simulcast right away, which is insane.
Through Crunchyroll, right? So,
Yeah, Crunchyroll, Funimation, all those, Viz Media, all those fun places.
right.
So it's just insane that some you came back and you're like, nobody checked it out, nobody. Okay.
I, no, it's just to me, it's it's really it's a different world here. If you go into Japan and you talk about Cowboy Bebop, people know it, but not like here. Here, it's very it's a gateway anime, and it's very well known. Everybody, every young person here knows it pretty much. If you go to Japan, it's not the same. It's big, but it's different. It's a different group of people that are into it there, and fortunately, North America has really embraced a lot of Yoko Kanno's work, and through that, I've been able to get out and perform and meet a lot of wonderful people at the conventions. So
Yeah, it seems like a lot of series that she's involved with and subsequently you're involved in, I can say words, happen to, just ring true with a Western audience.
yeah, it's interesting. I think she's more popular here than she is there. In Japan. I really think so in a lot of ways. I mean, she's well known, of course. She's a famous lady, and she's a wonderful artist. But I think here she just has this humongous fan base. And especially I think the U.S. The U.S. is a big fan base for her, especially. And I remember we were talking to her not too long ago, and she said she was surprised at how many people knew who she was in the U.S. because she played at I can't remember the name of the convention. It was over in the East Coast in Baltimore. Uh,
The Otakon is the
Otakon,
first thing
that's
that
it.
comes to mind.
That's it. Otakon, that's it. She was playing there, and she said she wanted to come back and do something again. So yeah, it's interesting. I think that North America has really embraced her.
Well, it seems like in terms of conventions, you've gotten a chance to go to a bunch as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. I'm playing at quite a few conventions actually. So.
Well, which ones do you have coming up?
I'm playing at Fanime next week in San Jose. And then I am playing in Argentina. I can't remember the name of the convention. I'm sure you can look that up. And then I am in Portland, Oregon for Kumoricon, I believe. And then Fresno for Anijam. And then Montreal for Otakuthon. And so I'm all over the place over the summer months. Where else am I? Oh, I'm in Chicago at Anime Midwest as well.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. So it's doing the conventions for the summer. It's always I did that last summer too. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, I mean, people are great. It's just wonderful, actually.
Well, I always hear that Fanime is a very, kind convention with some amazing staff, so I'm sure you'll have a good time.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be great. I mean, I live in San Francisco, so it's not that far away to get down there. So it's actually very convenient.
Always a plus. I'm in Vegas, but I've actually never gone to Fanime Con.
Oh, okay, all right.
One
Well,
day, one day.
one day, yeah, please come out and join us. California is great. A lot of good conventions in California for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And they're super busy in the summer months. It's like you can't go anywhere without without
Yeah,
running into a convention.
exactly, exactly.
But no, for the fans out there, if they want to keep up to date with other conventions that you have coming up, do you Twitter? Do you Facebook? Do you have any place where the fans can keep track of that?
Yeah, I tweet regularly. They can join me at Twitter at Raj Ramayya, as simple as that. And they can join me at Facebook. Once again, it's Raj Ramayya Music on Facebook. And then they can go to just rajramaya.com. I think my tour schedule will be up there. And also at reverbnation.com, my upcoming tour schedule will be on there as well. But I can always post some information for you guys. But I know for sure if you go to strawberrymusic.com, you will find information on me as well, and the other artists that Strawberry Music deals with as well.
Well, now I have a question. Do you want to promote Strawberry Hill Music to the fans out there?
Yeah, yeah. If you are an aspiring anime artist, singer, songwriter, composer, whatever, and you are a performer and you're interested in being at some conventions and you've got a great act, drop us a line. You can just go to the website and you can contact us there. And sometimes we find some incredible people. We know there's always bands in Japan looking for singers here in America, and they need opening acts. So we're always looking for great artists. And feel free to, drop us a line if you're interested. And if there's something we can do together, we'll get back to you.
And it seems like you have a lot of our voice actor friends as well, which thumbs up.
I do, yeah. I just performed with Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, and we're hoping to do more stuff together. And I'm good friends with Steve Bloom as well. And we're talking about some stuff. Hopefully, we can do together at some point. We're all big Yoko Kano fans, so we're trying to go. Oh, we should do a Cowboy Bebop reunion at some time and get everybody, singing together at one point. So we're talking about that as a possibility, a Voices of Yoko Kano tribute situation at some point. So we're looking into dates for that.
My ears are extremely happy to hear about that.
Ponti, Origa, a lot of people want to get together and do a big show. So we're definitely looking into some possibilities. So I'll let you keep you posted on that.
Wonderful. Well, for the fans out there, are there any projects that you're working on, specifically personal projects that you want to promote to the fans? Any music that you're working on?
I am about to start a new animation project. Unfortunately, I can't say anything about it just yet.
Curses, those NDA ninjas.
It's the usual situation.
Yeah.
I can't tell you anything. So I will find out pretty soon about it, though, and hopefully it'll be a good one. There's a couple of things coming up actually, and after I'm done my summer tour, I'll probably be back in Tokyo for a while for a couple of projects, and I hope we can tell you more about that when that comes about and it's ready to go. I can send you some information about it.
Well, best of luck, and hopefully the jet lag doesn't hurt you too bad.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And thanks so much for reaching out to me. I hope everything was good. And hey to everybody out there. I hope you guys get to see you all at one of the anime conventions over the summer.
Definitely. And since we're nearing the end of this interview, I was curious if you would be willing to participate in a 91.8 The Fan tradition.
Sure.
Basically, we ask if you'd be willing to do a radio bump for us.
Sure, of course.
Wonderful. We just ask if you could say, hello, my name is, you insert your name. I do this. You can put whatever you want there. And you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
Okay. Hi, this is Raj Ramayya, and you're tuned into 98.1 The Fan. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's do that again.
You're not the first one that's done that. Don't worry.
Why don't you just text me exactly how you want that, what order you want that in right now, or just send it to me. Just write it right now.
Yes, we can write that for you. 1 second.
Or it could go into all sorts of weird directions.
Hey, that has happened before. We have had bloopers for 20 minutes for an interview, and it's been wonderful. And now I sound like I'm shooting small children with my keyboard. There you go.
Okay. Okay. You guys ready?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Raj Ramayya, and I'm a singer-songwriter and composer for anime such as Cowboy Bebop and Wolf's Rain. You're tuned into 98.1 The Fan.
Very close, but it's 91.8 The Fan. So
Oh, okay. All right.
it's okay. If we can just do a pickup and you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan, you'll be fine.
Okay. And you're tuned into 98.1 The Fan.
You did it again.
Oh, 98.1 is what you wrote here.
91.8.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry.
You're perfectly fine.
Okay. And you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
There you go. The numbers trip other people up. It's because you live in California and there's a competing radio station out there, so I shake my fist at them. It's all their fault.
Okay.
But is there anything else you'd like to tell the listeners out there? Any words of wisdom, dating advice, predictions for the end of the world?
Dating advice. Date people you like.
That's good advice. I like that advice.
It works well.
Well, thank you very much for that, and I'm sure the fans actually appreciate that advice in case you're dating someone you don't like for whatever reason.
Well, people do. You'd be surprised, right?
That's true. But no, thank you so much. This was a lot of fun.
Okay, take care. Have a nice day, all right?
And for anybody out there that missed any of this interview, shame on you, but don't fret. It'll be up on the website within the next few days, so keep it tuned to 91.8 The Fan. Everything you want and nothing you don't.